Hello and welcome. I am o jogador intemporal. So, first off, the Nitro power is not constant. It's stronger when it's full and almost useless when it's close to empty. It's like the percent of Nitro you have is the percent of power it gives. This is not how the game works, but it's easier to understand. A 100% full Nitro bar gives you 100% of Nitro power, and at 50%, you would have only half the power. You should try to maintain at least 50% Nitro, and it's usually better to use short bursts. Now, for the fastest way to get money and followers. The best way to get money is to repeat the highest paying event with the lowest time to complete. Currently, that's the Uber Power Boat event, with a base pay of 18,900 bucks on Ace difficulty, and you can easily complete it in under 1 minute and 25 seconds. With max performance parts, the time goes down to 1 minute and 20 seconds or lower. Currently at icon level 709, with comfort points into reach and full reach perks, I'm getting 27,000 bucks for each completed race. It is also a great way to earn followers. While you repeat the race and get legendary parts for your boat, more about that later, eventually you'll get all 7 parts for the Fame Magnet set, which doubles the amount of followers gained. And you can improve this by using the rich and popular perks. This is the most optimal and fastest way to earn both followers and money, even when you consider the small load times after retrying the event. Also, this race is very easy and doesn't require you to pay attention to the game. You can simply listen to music or a podcast while grinding. Now, for the fastest way to get parts. There are 3 main ways to get parts, and a slow 4th one. But the first thing you should do is buy or choose the vehicle with the highest base stats you can. If you start doing races with a Beetle, you start getting parts with 11 or higher until you reach the maximum of 280 for a street race. But if you choose a higher base stats car like the Ferrari F12 Berlinetta with a rating of 237, after a race you will get parts with 238 or higher, immensely closer to the maximum of 280. Make sure to do this every time you want to level up any discipline. Start with the highest base stats you can. Also, you just need to get parts once per discipline. You can freely change the parts between vehicles of the same discipline. Now, for the first method, make sure to, every week, open the menu and go to the Live Battle HQ. That's the PvP lobby. Even if you don't like PvP, just play 5 races. You do not need to win. Just complete 5 races. Make sure to drive the vehicle you want to get the extra parts. When you redeem your bonus parts, it's going to your currently selected discipline, so make sure to check the icon. This is going to give you 3 random maximum legendary performance parts of any discipline. It's a huge help. After that, the second fastest way is to complete events in the highest difficulty you can, preferably Ace. The fastest race is better, and there are many races that you can complete in Ace difficulty even way before you reach the max performance of your vehicle. When starting out, or if you are still trying to get close to max performance, it's better to use Gold Finder perk. Your focus is to get as many parts as possible because each new one improves the performance number. It doesn't matter if it's green, blue, purple or yellow. After you reach max performance with some or all parts, you should try getting Lucky perk. While there isn't anything official about it improving the chances of getting legendary drops, I've had a much easier time completing my sets with it. And user Aaron on Discord shared his test with the community, showing improvements to legendary drop rate when using Lucky perks. Mind you, the maximum possible amount, but still. At the end of the day, it's always random and your mileage will vary. I've made this legendary set checklist. Feel free to use it to keep track of which sets you have or are getting close to completing. Have a square to signal that I have the part, but it's not maxed out, and if it is, then it gets a full square. If you are lucky enough to complete a loot digger set before the others, you will probably more than double the speed of grinding, and it all becomes so much easier. So my advice is to keep track of which parts you have. If you complete a fame magnet set before getting the set you want, use it, because followers will always be somehow useful. May as well use the time to get double the amount while farming other parts. The third way to get performance parts is by opening live reward crates. There are no fixed locations, and you need the legendary set live rewards sniffer to be optimal. And even then, it's all based on luck. Just get a plane, car or boat and drive around in free run until your radar beeps. Keep following the beeps until you find the crate. The vehicle you use to open the crate is the vehicle you're going to get the performance parts for. There were live reward events in the past, and that's the only time it may be a viable option. It's better to focus on repeating races. The fourth way is by leveling up. Almost every 10 icon levels, you unlock an epic cache, and legendary ones after icon level 610. I think you should not open any of them until you need a quick boost to some discipline in the future. For example, I really dislike the aerobatics discipline. I've been leveling it up by using these caches, live battle rewards, and live rewards on the open world. Because it's one cache every 10 levels, they take too long to get at first, and by the time you have a fame magnet set with a lot of comfort points, you probably will have every discipline maxed out anyway. Contracts. You can get one new contract every day, and at any time you can have a maximum of 3 active contracts. They are random objectives that can reward you between 1500cc and 5000 crew credits. You can reroll one contract every day, and when you reroll, you can also get a higher pay contract. Make sure to keep one contract of 1500 active so that you can reroll it once every day to try and turn it into a 2500 or better contract. Hobbies. Each of the 3 hobbies have their own progression. There are many achievements and each one gives you stars. When you reach a certain amount, you unlock emotes, underglow, up to the exclusive car reward per hobby. Every week there are also timed hobby achievements. Make sure to complete them if you can. There is no way to cheat hobbies. It just takes time. You can try and make a list because many of the objectives can be done at the same time. Icon points. After you reach icon, you start getting 1 icon point for every new level until you max out vehicle and gameplay stats. After that, you get 1 comfort point every 3 levels, up to icon level 9999. These points can be reset for free at any time. Make sure to change them when you need to. Put them into Gold Finder or Lucky when farming, Rich when getting money, Popular for followers, you choose. Boats and bikes. On bikes, you must use the lean to get fat times. Hold the analog stick up. On boats, you need to use trimming. Hold the analog stick back. If you're playing on a computer, you should remap the trimming or lean to a separate button, so that you can maintain them 100% at all times. Drag events. After the burnout, do not accelerate before the green lights. You should only press the pedal right as the lights turn green. Drift events. You don't need any legendary set in this discipline, but you do need any random 7 legendary parts equipped, preferably all of them with hot head and slippery perks, because only legendary parts can get the maximum possible perk stats. It's better to use a lower level purple part with rot head and slippery than to use a maxed yellow part without these perks. Remember to use your icon points to improve those 2 perks too when playing drift events. Legendary sets. There are 5 legendary sets available, and to activate the set bonus, you need all 7 parts of the same set equipped. Notice the special effects, the sound, and visual information when that happens. They do not need to be maxed. You can mix part levels as long as they are of the same set for the bonus to activate. For racing events, Nitro Chemist is the most useful. It doubles the amount of nitro available. Quantity only, not power. Score Breaker doubles the amount of points in every points-based skill, and that's the keyword, skills only. Drift events use points, but they are drift events, not skills. Skills include slalom, buoy smashing, low altitude, and it's best to try and get skilled perk on all 7 parts. That's another big boost to the scoring. I'll talk about the summit soon, but these 2 legendary sets are the ones you would absolutely need to reach the best player's scores. Then we have the Loot Digger that I mentioned before, which is a huge help when farming other sets, or just getting any other performance parts, or parts in general to turn into scraps. The Loot Digger doubles your drops after events, and the Fame Magnet set doubles followers gained after events. The 5th and last legendary set is the Life Reward Sniffer. In a way, it doubles your chances of encountering a live reward clutch. I do not recommend farming parts this way even when using this set on a plane. It's too unreliable. Perks and scraps. Every blue, purple and yellow part have perks. After you max out any discipline, you should try to improve your perks because they have a big impact on everything. You can recalibrate or reroll any perk infinitely as long as you have bucks and scraps. The cost starts low and increases as you keep rerolling, but don't worry, it caps at a certain bucks and scraps amount. Currently, this one. You can get scraps by dismantling unused parts, like this, or you can buy them directly with bucks or crew credits. Because I own the season pass and it's 20% permanent discount, the best scraps pack costs me 1,200,000 bucks. If you don't own it, then it's 1.5 million bucks. Unless you don't have the time to play this game for too long, you should not care about spending money. You can always get more, and after a while it won't be a problem anymore. For the best perks, mostly you want Pure for a stronger nitro and Extra Pump for a faster refill speed. This only changes for 5 disciplines, and I've talked about drift before. For drag races, you want Pure and Frenetic. Monster Truck, you're looking for Graceful and Gifted. Aerobatics, Magnificent and Extreme. Destruction Derby, Pure and Bulldozer. Just remember to use Gold Finder and Lucky when farming parts, and Rich and or Popular when farming bucks and followers, with or without a Fame Magnet set. And, again, skilled perk when using any score breaker set. What's the best vehicle for any event? If you ever wanted to know that, just go to any discipline, see leaderboards, and take a look at the vehicles being used. Choose any of them and you'll be fine. The Summit. It's a weekly mixture of 9 events with exclusive rewards. Each event gives you points based on your performance. Top 3000 players get the Platinum reward, top 8000 gold, top 15,000 silver, and just by participating you can get the Bronze reward, which is usually thousands of followers. It changes every week, and once a month there is an exclusive Platinum reward card that cannot be bought. Summits may repeat, but it takes a long time and there is no way to know if and when a certain exclusive card will return. You can preview the next Summit's events and use that information to level up the disciplines needed before the Summit starts. You have to reach and keep your rank. If you ranked 3000 on the last hour and someone gets 1 more point than you drop to gold and lose your Platinum reward. So make sure to stay alert and try to improve your score if you're ranked too close to the cutoff points. You only get the rewards after the summit ends. You cannot start a new summit before redeeming your rewards from the previous summit. And the new summit starts 1 hour after the previous summit ended. You can check your summit ranking at any time outside of the game. Just Google Crew2Hub and log into your account. I will also leave the link in the description. For help with summits, make sure to check Acor's YouTube channel. He's a pro and helped me a lot when starting out. This is an arcade game, and there are things you must do to be competitive that are far from obvious. Watching the pro players at first just made me think, wait, that's illegal. Oh, no. I'm not exaggerating. Look at this turn. If you think this is close to the best possible time, Actually, you have to drive straight into it and reset your car. And this is one of the less hideous things you can do. Yep. And I almost forgot. If you play with a crew, on most events you're able to slipstream each other. If you ever encounter a ghost or see some seemingly unachievable world record, not only these guys are the best, but they also maybe had other people with them. This is a problem on rally rage events specifically, which are usually long off-road stretches. You're never getting close to the best times against people who play in a crew. Make sure to use Reddit, Discord, YouTube, or anything else you can to find people to play with if your goal is to get the best times and scores possible. How to find the mailbox, live battle, summit, how to fast travel. To easily access the mailbox, just open the menu and go to the summit. It's going to teleport you to the HQ, so you can just look left and there it is. For live battle, just choose live battle. And for contracts, just choose contracts. Talk to the NPC to get, reroll, or complete contracts. You cannot freely teleport like we could in the first The Crew. Instead, you must teleport to any race, HQ, skill, or highlight. Photo ops. There are many objectives that require you to take photos of places, animals, cars, usually doing something or around something. After any race or event, you can enter photo mode and rewind. When you get to the race you just did, you can watch the replay. You can also use this to complete photo ops that require harder things, like taking a photo while overtaking anyone. Pro settings. Each discipline has a few global settings, and each vehicle has its own specific settings. These can sometimes improve vehicles by a lot. In the description, I'll leave a link to an official spreadsheet explaining what each setting does, and also a link to an old but still helpful website with a lot of pro settings for many vehicles. Well, that's it. These are the things I wish I knew when I started playing the game. Now you just need to learn the shortcuts and level up your disciplines. This game is really fun and has beautiful graphics. I hope you have lots of fun with it. Yeah, there are lots of videos and stuff out there, but it's all scattered with many of them being outdated. It's not easy for a new player to figure out what's really useful. I hope I can help some of you. I wanted this video out sooner, but the bad thing going on around the world changed a lot of stuff around here. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching. And if you want to help in any way, you know what to do. Feel free to ask anything in the comments. Hope to see you again. Bye.